Greetings, Leaf Riders of Wrenwood. My name's Landon, you're watching RPG ABC, and we are playing this quest calendar every week this year. And we are currently on week 5. We've played through a couple of different characters. We're still doing that. We've got 2 more characters to go. This week is Merrick Lightfoot. He is a weasel, shadow weaver. Seems more like a rogue, maybe? So rogue, thief, he's got a little, money bag there, and one of his abilities is locksmith. So yeah, I feel roguish from it. So let's go ahead, jump into this week, which is week 5, as I've already mentioned. First, I'm going to read this little bit about Merrick here. The agile and elusive Merrick Lightfoot found companionship amongst fellow scoundrels when he was orphaned and living on the streets. He discovered his ability to manipulate shadows and can command the dark to conceal himself, create illusions, and infuse his crossbow bolts with dark energy. With unparalleled precision and a knack for gathering information, Merrick is an expert infiltrator and gatherer of secrets. Despite his solidarity nature, Merrick is fiercely protective of his allies. Amongst other thieves, he goes by the name Scowl. Merrick found himself able to hide his compassion and soft heart behind his moniker. Today, he is scheming to infiltrate the Crownspire Castle to steal a leaf from the Tree of Seasons. This final act will earn him a place in the Thieves' Guild. 1 second, my cat is crying. Meowth, come on in. Okay, bud. Yep, share the space. Sophie's already down there. My dog's at my feet. The cat wants in. He's been wanting in and out of this room all day so far. And yeah. Okay, so let's see where we're at. You sit perched on a branch high above the contestants. You've snuck into the leaf riding tournament where your next heist will start. So number 1, we can go over the plan. You were Wrenwood's greatest thief. They just don't know it yet. To get accepted into the Thieves' Guild, you must take a leaf from the Tree of Seasons to present to the members. The problem is that the Tree of Seasons sits behind the Queen's throne in the Crownspire Castle. You are using the leaf riding tournament as cover for your entry. The landing target for the leaf riding contest is in the courtyard of the Crownspire Castle. It wouldn't be unusual for a contestant to get blown off target. You plan to land on the roof near the throne room, sneak inside, and take the leaf. So number 2, we gather intel, which is going to be an intellect roll. This spot gives you a great view of the castle's layout. You carefully observe the guards' rotations to look for potential vulnerabilities in places where you can get inside. Here we go. Intellect roll. Intellect is -2 for us. That's really bad, but Merrick does have lucky. So if I roll a 1, I can re-roll that. I have to take the new result, which why wouldn't I, So here we go. That's 16. -2 is 14. If the result is 12 or more, you discovered a good spot where a vent or opening is likely concealed for a stealthier entrance. Write down castle entrance somewhere for future use. All right. Castle. Just want to make sure I spell it right. There we go. Now the cat's wanting out of the room. I'm telling you, he's been doing this all day. There you go, Meowth. Oh, okay. Back to the game. So now we have to prepare for the competition. To maintain Sorry. To maintain your cover, you must prepare for the leaf riding competition. Like any other participant, you spend time inspecting your leaf, practicing your riding skills, and studying the strategies of others. This is wisdom. Wisdom is -1. So let's see how well we do here. Oof, what is that? That is 7. -1 is 6. So we did not do well. If the result is 12 or less, the thrill of the heist is hard to put aside. You can't concentrate well. You've practiced leaf riding before, so you should be okay. Focus on the mission instead. And now we have to steal while we wait. While waiting for the round to begin, you spot several unsuspecting contestants that aren't protecting their valuables. It is too tempting not to take their things. You spot several bags that have locks on them. All right. Let's see how well we do. This is dexterity, which is +1, plus our locksmith ability, which is +2. So that's +3 total. That is 12 plus 3 is 15. Just shy of the best result. Dang it. If the result is between 11 and 15, you steal D4 amber. 1d4 of amber. That's 3 amber. We got 3 amber there. We also get some items. So let's flip to our inventory here. And we'll add a few things. So we get a warding ointment, which we already have 2 of. Well, the party does. And the party now has 3 of them. And we get a combat tonic. There we go. So that's everything that we stole. Flip back to our character. Oh, just there we go. Oh, our character entrance or our castle entrance faded a little bit, but that's okay. That's it for today. So let's go ahead and move on to tomorrow. Hey, what are you doing up here? Just as the next contest round is about to begin, 2 guards have spotted you. They climb up and rush across the branch to apprehend you. And we've got some combat going on here. So let's see. Our attack is only +1. Once per page, we can add a D4 to a single attack roll. So let's see how well we do. So +1, this is 6. +1 is 7. That's not a good start. I'm going to use our ability. I wanted to save it for later, but we'll use it here. 1. Okay, so that's 7 +1 for 8. We miss. Okay. Okay, we miss. So now it's defense, which is +3. That's good. That is 13, so 16 total. So we only take 1 point of damage. So we're at 9 hit points. Okay. Next up. So that guard 1. The squirrel tries to grab you by wrapping you up with his tail. Guard 2, we're going to attack with the +1. That's 4. We miss. Defense roll with a +3. That's 3. So we take the full damage, which is 1. Okay. Not off to a good start. There's 8. The guard throws his twig spear at you and gets us. Guard 3. Let's see, +1 to hit. That is 5. +1 is not enough. Defense roll. Of 6 +3, that's 9. That's just shy. We keep missing these, and that's 2 damage we take. Holy cow. Merrick is not doing well for us. Not at all. Okay. You leap off the branch and sail into the leaf riding competition. I would get amber if I defeated any guards, but I did not, so I don't. Great. Quick glance about and turn the page. You and dozens of other contestants sail through the air in the leaf riding competition. It is an exciting contest as players battle each other in mid-air while trying to dart through floating checkpoints. If you have prepared to ride, written down from earlier, your equipment is in good condition, and you've studied your opponents to guess what they will do, gain plus $2 rolls. We don't have that. So let's just go on to endure the winds. This is going to be a constitution roll. The air currents push you around as you fall. To land on the castle's roof, you must fight against the wind's current to steer your leaf toward the target. So our con is +2. Let's see. We do have a thing that lets us reroll constitution rolls. So we'll see what happens. And that's once per page. So let's go. Oh, that's 16 plus the 2. That's 18. If the result is 11 or more, you focus and persevere as the strong winds pummel you across the sky. Hang on tight. A gust of wind catches you off guard and sends you spiraling out of control. This is a strength roll, which is -1. Not our strong suit. And that's an 8. -1, that would be 7. Do I have any way to add 3 to it? I don't think so. So we fail that one. You lose control and slam into a large tree branch. Reduce your health by 1. We're at half health. We're on the 3rd page of the week and we're at half health. That's rough. And we're not even done with this. So number 3, avoid others. So 2 of the contestants are playing more aggressively than the others. You watch a skilled rabbit easily take the lead by quickly clearing every checkpoint. 2 rats team up to swarm in and knock her off her leaf. She falls out of the air and plummets into the river below. The rats focus on you next. So we have 2 defense rolls. So the first one, remember, +3 for defense. That is 12, so 15 total. The white rat swoops in to try to cut up your leaf, but if the result is 13 or more, you dodge the attack. Second attack. 16 plus 3, 19. If the result is 9 or more, you dodge that attack. Beautiful. So we made it through here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next day. As the other leaf riding contestants make it to the courtyard, you friend losing control and head to the castle roof, where you can land and look for an entrance. Okay. So to land on the roof, we do roll dexterity. Maintaining balance as you try to land safely is the most challenging part of leaf riding. Dexterity is +1. So let's see what we do. That's a 3 for a 4 total. If the result is 7 or less, the wind picks up speed and you crash into the roof. Reduce your health by 2. We're at 3 health. Holy cow. This Merrick is just being beat up like crazy. He must be so tired. Now we have to get into the castle, which is going to be an intellect roll. reminder locksmith. So since our intellect is -2 and locksmith gives us a +2, this is just a straight roll. If you have castle entrance written down from earlier, you land near the safest opening you spotted earlier from high up on the tree branch. Gain +3 bonus on your rolls to get into the castle. So we actually have a +3. You find a hatch you can crawl through to access the castle. You just need to bypass the lock. So let's see. 8 plus 3 is 11. If the result is 14 or less, you cannot open the lock. You break one of the lockpick tools and cut yourself. Reduce your health by 1. Oh my gosh. We're at 2 health. Oh my gosh. You will need to break the latch open. Roll damage. Our damage is a d10. That's 6. If the result is 5 or more, you break open the hatch and slip inside the castle. Thank goodness. Now I do see this equipment pouch, which, if I remember, is a d6 roll. It might be a d10 roll, actually. Dealing with death. No, here it is. It's a d10 roll. The backpack the backpack icon is a d10 roll. It's right here in the corner. And what do we get? With another 6, we get a nimble cap. Nimble cap. Put those pages away. Close up the box. There we go. And let's flip to the inventory again. A consumed on use, add d4 to a single dexterity roll. Okay, okay. You know, I probably should have used my warding ointment for one of those defense rolls. Oh well. Let's move back to Merrick here. There we go. Okay, so we broke into the castle. Let's move on to the next day. You're now inside the castle. Find the throne room and snag some treasure along the way. Okay, so where's the X? We start at X, and then we've got a lot of different areas to look at. Let's see. Let's try a room. Let's just, check area 1, right? The castle is more crowded than you expected. You figure the royal family would be dining, watching the leaf riding contest, and celebrating. But many staff members move through the halls, clearing up after and preparing for more events. They are setting up decorations and prepping for evening festivities. You think you are bound to get spotted until you realize no one is paying attention to the service staff. You can quickly grab a disguise. So wisdom roll. All right. Yeah, wisdom. So that is -1. Yikes. Doesn't matter because that's a 3, bringing our total to 2. You grab something nearby, but it is the attire of food staff. There might be places the chefs and servants don't ordinarily go throughout the castle. All right, next room we can go to. We do have area 6 there, which seems to be outside. Let's see area 6. Well, no, the door, it looks like you gotta go through 4 to get to 5 to get to 6. So we gotta go to area 4 first. Area 4. You find a set of large metal doors that are locked. There must be something good inside. Let's roll intellect plus locksmith. So we're looking at just a flat +0 roll. Let's see how well we do. That is another 3. Do I take damage this time? The lock is beyond your capabilities. You will need to move on. So I can't move on from 4. So I can't go to 5 and I can't go to 6. So back up, we can go to 3 here. You turn a corner and run into some guards. They nod a greeting to you at first and then do a double take. They look you over and seem to grow concerned and curious. They ask you what you're doing. So we need to roll charisma, which is +1. Let's hope we do something decent here. What is that? That is 19, so a dirty 20. If the result is 14 or more, you may carry on. Have a good festival day. And then we go to area 2. The throne room is just beyond these doors. You may stop here or continue to explore before returning here. We can't go to areas 5 or 6 because we got stuck at the locked door at 4, so we just move on from here. On to the final day this week. I know, that was fast. Oof, that page did not rip well. You've arrived at the throne room, where you can finally take a leaf from the Tree of Seasons. Once you enter, you are shocked to discover several insects have emerged from a tunnel in the floor. Rot, as they turn to attack you. I don't know if I said that or if they said that. So we've got 3 enemies here. Hopefully we don't die. We have 2 health. Enemy 1. Let's go. We got +1 to attack. 18 +1 is 19. That is plenty. We're going to go ahead and roll damage. 9 damage. So the first enemy, gone. The insect tries to headbutt you with a sharp horn on its head, but we shoot it up through the jaw. As terrible as that visual is, I've seen it in the movies. That's what we did. All right. Enemy 2. Let's attack. 17 +1. We're looking at 18. Let's roll damage. That's 1. Do I have any way to increase damage? Not that I know of. Let me check my inventory real quick. I forget what Nimble Root does. Nimble Root is dexterity roll. We do have a combat tonic that we got. That would add a d4 to... Oh, attacks. Nope, that's not what we're wanting. So that one lives, so we gotta roll a defense roll. Which is 3. Plus 3 is 6. We do have a warding tonic, though. A warding ointment. So we will use that. +2 to our defense, which puts us up to 8, which is what we needed. So here we go. Here we go. Let's put that right there. Awesome. And then enemy 3. We've still got a third enemy to deal with. We've got +1 to our attack. We could Void Bolt and get +d4. So let's see. Sorry, for enemy 2, the insect rushes up and slashes at you with its claws. We do take 1 damage. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's 2 +1 for 3. Even if we... Okay. We have to use our Void Bolt. That's 1. Okay, so we're at 4. We need to get an 8, right? So we also roll a combat tonic, which is a D4. And we have to roll a 4 here. Come on. Come on. Dang it, that's 2. So we only got up to a 6. So we don't do any damage. Now we have to roll defense. We're looking for a 10 or higher. 10 or higher. Come on. 14 plus 3, 17. Plus the warding ointment works for the whole page. So that's plus 2. We're looking good there. So we take 0 damage. Thank goodness. The insect hovers in the air and throws rocks at you that were dug up from the tunnel. And that's it. If you did not kill all the insects, they flee in terror. We killed 1, right? No, did we kill 2? No, we killed 1. 2 or 1? 1. So we get 1 amber. That's 4. So our amber goes up to 4. Merrick is barely surviving right now. I had the worst luck this week. Hopefully next week looks a little bit better. We are playing as a different character. That is going to be Syl Blackbolt. He's a skunk, and he kind of looks like a paladin. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays. And yeah, after that, I think we have to make our decision of who we're going to play. Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the mouse. I'm not going to lie. But I was also leaning towards the raccoon before that. So who knows who I'm going to play as. But thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you know that. I hope you are either following along at home or just maybe you played this 2 years ago. And you're just following along, remembering what you did. Or maybe you haven't played this yet. You can go ahead and pick up your own. Link in the description. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, but I just love this game and I want to share it with everyone. So yeah, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you next week.